Hello, everybody. Welcome to Microsoft Ignite 2025. I am Peter O'Connor. I'm the Senior Director of Engineering at Stack Overflow, and I am super excited and pumped to be with you here today because I want to talk about Stack Overflow, our ecosystem, how we're evolving in the current trends of technology, and how with Microsoft we're shaping a new future where our narrative is going to really fuel and help the technologist community and make sure that we're front and center while helping you build your craft and your value for everybody. So let's take a journey together, and I hope you enjoy it. So today I'm going to tell you a bit of a story, and one of the things I want to start with is, if just in case if you haven't known, I want to talk a lot about where Stack Overflow, started. It was a question and answer platform. In 2008, we took this on, and it was a place where you could just get your technical questions answered from experts through our community of humans, answering these questions and giving you the best answer so you could just get your value out the door. You'd be able to, solve your problems, get unblocked, and move forward. And that made a community of people who were really interested in asking questions, answering questions, commenting, improving. And it was amazing for just about everybody to be a part of it. And with this, we have, Stack Overflow just about everywhere. We're in 185 countries today, and it's a global network of people who collectively come together and curate and craft such a beautiful body of knowledge on our public platform. And it fuels your innovations in order to get your value out the door and delight your customers and your users. And I'd be remiss if I don't talk about, some of the metrics that are still extremely, positive for us and show that the value we add is still meaningful today. We have, 100 million and more people visit our site every day. We have 83 million questions that are still some of the most sourced questions for people to get unblocked. We end up having 21 seconds to every new question, and that's crazy. That just, you can count to 21 and you got yourself a new question. And we have our knowledge reused so often that it's just been such a blessing for us to say, wow, we really have an impact on people, and it matters. And that's why Stack is important to you all. So let me start to tell you the story about another thing that we do at Stack Overflow, and think about it in the terms of where tech has been and where it's going. I know on the left side of the screen, we're talking about the birth of the internet in 1990s. And I have to be very, old man in the room and say, listen, I learned C++ on a 486 machine that had no access to any other knowledge, and I learned it through a Borland C++ manual. And that's how I learned C++. Later on, I got onto bulletin board systems and was able to get more information faster, but usually I had to go to a local user group to get help and unblock me, and it was slow. And then the internet came along, and the internet really helped us all connect together more. And the open internet made it more exciting, vastly changed the way we could actually get information and work together. And, throughout the years with mobile coming out, we had cloud computing. Stack Overflow was founded in the middle there, right? In 2008, where we started saying we need to connect people better and not through paywalls. And we've really proved out that our value there matters. And in 2018, we actually had a new product called Stack Overflow for Teams, which is the product I'm here to talk to you about today, that I am the engineering leader of. And it was an internal product to help the enterprise knowledge come together and be a good place for you to source that enterprise information that you want. But now today, we're going through this, yet another transformation with AI being such a huge fundamental part of our flow. And we're working more distributed than we ever have. So it's asking questions of everybody to know, where's your place in a new world like this? And I know we really have the answer. And the answer for us is very clear to me. No matter what happens, people and humans are fundamental to collaboration, community, sourced, curated, trusted, reliable knowledge. That is not going to change. We build your knowledge ecosystems, either on the community side or what I do with our enterprise products that help knowledge, that give you that best curated knowledge for you to really elevate your craft, to spend less cognitive load thinking about who should you get approval from or how do I do this in a secure manner. We help you with that. The humans are going to help you with that. And AI is just going to help us as well, right? In this era, we need to think about ways we can have that technology collide with us and collaborate with us so that we believe that we can do some things with less humans and not be humanless. We believe that you need to be a part of it. And that's what will help you innovate. And that's what will help you anticipate your needs, create the best knowledge, and get your value out the door with excitement to your users and your communities. So let's talk about that new internal product that we're offering called Stack Overflow Internal. Stack Overflow Internal is going to be a great platform where we really do believe that, AI does a great job of like bringing information in from everywhere. But what it does struggle with is the data that's inside your company and the processes and knowledge that only you know, the cultural knowledge that's developed over all the time. And there's an enterprise knowledge brain that exists that you want to keep crafted and curated and the best for everybody. So your stakeholders know the information. So new people coming on have that new information. And so, that is why, I firmly believe that we are in position to really lead the charge of responsible AI that augments you as a human, right? Removes those tasks that you don't want to do. Like, hey, I don't have time to find duplicate questions, or I know that these two questions are similar but need to come together. I know this is outdated. That is stuff that we ask humans on our community product to do for a long time, and internally that's not very scalable. So I'm kind of we're thinking of a new way of attacking that, where you're augmented by AI, that you're still in the loop and you matter and you help make all that work, and you do it through explicit interactions and implicit interactions, and that'll help you deliver that code that's reliable, the high quality enterprise value faster. You'll increase things like your DORA metrics. You'll feel productive, and you won't be feeling like, I have to go to another meeting to make sure I get these decisions made correctly. We're going to use AI with confidence and help to find new ways to make that work. And that's going to be on Azure for us, right? We're going to use Microsoft's system that they've helped us, with, and we are going to do things like work in the Microsoft 365 system. We're going to work with Copilot, both the 365 Copilot and the one in your editors, or your other AI systems and agents in the systems. And we're going to really transform how teams really work, because we're not going to think about just getting data out. We're going to think about how do you curate knowledge in and deliver that seamlessly for you so you're not burdened with that cognitive load to make sure it's all perfect all the time. So let me tell you a little bit more about why I'm so excited about that, because I am. I really believe this is the way to go. And to show the market that AI with humans is way better than just AI. So today I want to talk about a fundamental process we generally think about internally, which is to get your best knowledge, you must ingest it, you must validate it, and then you got to deliver it. Okay. So that's what we're focused on in our early experimentation right now, is ingesting and validating and delivering. And let me show you what that could look like. And let's start with our product in case you've never seen it, because it's a little different than the public platform. First off, we have questions and answers. And those questions and answers get upvoted, downvoted internally, just like you do anywhere else. And it gives you sweet internet points, which is awesome. But internally, what's really cool is we have coworkers. So for instance, your impact is our styling on listen, this is who you've affected. These are the lives internally to your company you affected this week. And that really appeals to people to understand they're part of that community. We also have reminders to say, hey, you've authored some content. Is this the right content? Does it need to be adjusted? Does it need to be edited? So we give you call outs for that. We also let you know your communities. You're part of multiple communities internally, guilds and communities of practice and internal leadership teams that you want to see new information, and we surface that to you. And so these are tried and true techniques that have been validated for us that we know are core to like bringing people together, giving you the knowledge to get you going as fast as you can, reliably, with quality, and you can build. You can just be a builder and do your craft. And we're all getting to be builders nowadays, whether through, primary engineering techniques or vibe coding, which is, something a lot of people are doing. Let's help all builders build better and even stakeholders build too. So, how can we involve them? So these are the tried and true techniques we believe in. But what's new? Connectors. We are pioneering a new idea with ingestion, where other companies will be looking at how can I just connect and get your knowledge and just, I'll point you to that document wherever it might be, or I'll use AI to summarize it and hope I'll connect it to you. We believe very confidently in the question and answer system. Since humans have been around, question and answers matter, right? When you're part of a company, you ask questions, you want answers. And that's just such a meaningful thing to both get the knowledge you want and feel connected. And that connection not only gets you going faster, but generates that community that helps everybody move faster. So knowledge ingestion, we're going to connect to those systems, those external ones. We're going to look at Confluence. We're going to look at MS Teams and Slack as some of our primary ingestion points at the moment. We're also going to have like a place you can put your, manual documents like Markdown files, HTML files, Word docs, and throw those in there and ingest those as well. And then we're going to use, again, AI to morph those documents into Q&A and give them a confidence score based on things like how accurate do we believe this is? How contextual is this? How grounded is it? Do you like what's being seen here? Because that's where the human comes in. We're not just going to garbage in, garbage out. We're going to take a look at that content score, surface that to you, and give you some vibes about how we feel it measures against your company's views. And then you get to choose, the human in the loop. The AI is just helping you and telling you, hey, okay, 90% and above, let it through. Like, I love it. It's great. 80% to 90, maybe you want to edit it. Or your SMEs, your subject matter experts that you've identified, want to edit it. And then 70 below, nah, I don't want this at all. But the beauty is it'll be up to you. If you're a company or a person who's like, listen, I just need to do even less of that. That's even too cognitive loaded for me. You could tune that score down and we'll, if you want to let 70 and above just auto through, it will. That's your tools. You're in control securely in the same practice we've done all the time. Connectors are going to follow the same SOC 2 and ISO compliance standards we always have. So we believe this is super important to us. And then we can use those signals that you edit something, that you let certain things through, and we can help, gather more information to make that content scoring even better over time. So that's ingest, right? And that's also making sure we curate and we validate. But let's talk about deliver, because that's the key part to getting value as well, is that's got to get delivered to you as soon as possible. So on your internal instances now, you have access to MCP. We have a bi-directional MCP that is like awesome. We spent a lot of time on this because we didn't want to just wrap our API and give you an MCP. We want to make it valuable and useful for you. So we are essentially allowing you to put in any of your AI tooling or agents. You the human or you augmented by an agent are allowed to touch into our system using MCP, and then now we have access to that super accurate, highly curated, last mile knowledge that AI is not trained on to get you from that AI generated information to your company's value, to your company's processes, to your company's way of working, or your teams. And that's what's so amazing about it. So it's grounded in that human curation, that community in your team. And again, is it just making you go faster? We're saying you matter because you're creating this code. We're just helping you with AI. We're here to help this. And we still maintain the same privacy and controls that we always have. Nothing gets shared with other companies. This is all your stuff, and that's amazing. Okay. So our MCP is great. I love it, and I hope you enjoy it too. But I told you it was bi-directional. Not only are you going to be able to actually get information delivered, you can get information to your instance. Because again, we want to make it easy, less cognitive load on for you, to have a toolkit of tools that get knowledge where you need it to be. And so when you find an update or you find a new question that you want to ask or answer, you can do that through the same interface that you're using here. You discover a new way to change code to make it better. You can curate that information. You can add that information directly where you are right now and not wait. Lowering your cognitive load, allowing you to build more, allowing you to be more productive, and allowing you to put value in your customers' hands to delight them. That's what we want to do for you. But wait, did you say there's more? Yes, there is more. And when I say more in this TV ad, what I'm saying is like Microsoft 365 Copilot, we're there too. MCP there as well, because we have stakeholders. How many times do you sit in a call and stakeholders ask you questions because they just want to learn, right? They want to help and they want to market and they want to understand and they want to help unblock you, right? They want to get that value to your customers as well. And that's important to them. Well, they're in different environments too. So why don't we meet them where they are too? And that's what we're doing here as well. Now you can hook up Microsoft 365 in wherever you are, in your SharePoint, in Copilot Studio, in Word, wherever you want to be in order to access that same highly curated knowledge and just be delighted by having to access it, keeping the flow of work going, keeping the builders building, but giving the stakeholders what they need when and where they need it right then. And that's more of the community, that human augmented by AI, right? Less humans, not humanless. That's what Stack's about. This is really where we're going. And so to summarize, you should start to see Stack Internal as your knowledge intelligence toolkit. This is going to fuel your enterprise brain to make sure it has all that great curated knowledge in question and answer format as our first pioneering way of saying this is a great format. It's going to be accurate. It's going to have great context. You're going to have just enough human verification with the AI augmenting you to make it easier. Okay. And then you can still access it through all the same tools you did before, like APIs. You can use our MCP server. We're building more connectors. So as you add more knowledge, we can grab more knowledge in, and we're going to keep iterating on what connectors mean most to you. And then what does that do? That makes you the builder, whoever you are, better, because you're faster, reliable, secure, and just checking all the boxes you need to go so that things are feeling better for you and your customers. That's the journey that Stack is on. That's the journey we believe in, that I really believe in. And I hope you want to come with us, because I think this is more valuable together. And I really am convinced this is for you, your enterprises, your businesses, to really see value fast. And I'd ask for you to try it out and see if you like it. Thank you so much for your time today. I really, really appreciate it. I know you could have spent your time doing anything else today because there's so many cat videos online, but I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, we put our information here. If you want to contact me, you can look me up in LinkedIn and I'd be happy to chat. Thank you so much for your time today. Have a great day, everybody, at Microsoft Ignite 2025. See you later.